Whew. Oh, it's a nice plant, but I can't stay here all day. Alright, let's go see what's in the hangar this time. Oh! Hello everybody, welcome to another video from my self-critical rocket of Star Citizenships. We're having a look at the Drake Herald. Another long time no-see type ship that's finally appeared here in PTU 2.6, and I gotta say, if you know what Red Dwarf is, it kind of reminds me of Starbug. It sort of has a very kind of Starbug-ish kind of appearance. Sort of the weird proportions, like the big back end and stuff, and the little bridge and the little legs and stuff. That's not a bad thing though. Starbugs looked cool in Red Dwarf, I always like them, and this is pretty cool. I like the unusual look to it. It's pretty sweet. It's another Drake ship, like the Caterpillar, so its reputation is somewhat dubious. It's an information courier, and basically it can be used as like a transmission interceptor, that kind of thing, so it can sort of spy on local communications networks, that kind of thing, and it has these data protection systems that basically when the ship is in peril or for some kind of catastrophic fault, it can fire them off, and they're all armoured and well protected, so you know, there's like data pod manual release there, so it's a way of removing them once you land as well. And this is how we get in. Ignore the dark spot around it. There seems to be some kind of possible graphical bug, although it actually does look kind of like a blended texture. It's kind of weird. Now, oh yeah, you have to use this one. You don't walk into this one. Right. So it's a bit snug. You've got your pilot seat here. I was going to say cockpit, but you know, pilot seat seems a bit better, doesn't it? You've got like a little storage rack. This is a section where a second player, or the pilot, I guess if he's just in system, not moving anywhere, can sort of sit down. He can use all the information sort of gathering nooks and crannies, so you can steal data and whatever else. You've got your space bog. You know, don't need privacy, it's a very small ship. It's intimate, you know, if two of you are on it. It's got a single, or possibly double bunk. It looks like a single bunk. This is also an escape pod by the looks of it. So you know, you're going to be taking it in turns to have a sleep, and whoever was in it last did not clean up very well. And you get a space sink. So yeah, it's quite snug, but as you can see, it's mostly dedicated to the computer systems for all the data transmission and nickage. We can actually sit in this seat, unlike the Caterpillar. It gives you an idea when it's in flight, when you're in play, you'll be able to look over to the pilot. Stuff like that. And, obviously, when all these screens are active, looking at the different monitors will actually bring up different functions. So you have to. It's not just a case of it'll sit there like a still screen and you're like pressing buttons, like Elite Dangerous would. You'd actually have to sort of navigate around and use your mouse pointer and stuff to interact with different elements of the in-game interface. So we hold F and get out of that seat. We can go into the pilot seat. Hopefully, there we go. We've got a nice little rotatey one. Of course, very quick. Looks like
welcome aboard your Drake interplanetary craft. Your systems are online.
Okay, we've got a very ASMR-ish voice there for the computer. It's one of the few that does it. Back end view of the ship. Highly polished glass on the front. I'm not sure if that's intentional. I imagine it isn't, because the reflections are very strong there. I don't know if that's intentional. It could be. I mean, the idea could be that it's obviously ultimate privacy for the pilot, especially since, you know, it's also probably about transmitting sensitive data. It's not a bad little size. It's still going to set you back a little bit cash-wise if you did want one. You're still looking at close to $100 or more. But it's a very specific style of play. Again, it's not a combat ship, so you know you're not going to be using it to fly around and do assassination missions. You're not going to be like, you know, attacking NPC outposts and this kind of thing. This is purely for high-speed data running, as you can see, and speed is a key factor in this. Look at the size of those engines, and again, the detail is just phenomenal as you get in close. So these really nice little details there, just on the side of the engine, the paneling, the vent systems, all the little pipes and stuff. It's very cool. It almost looks like it's kind of from a different age of all the piping and that. Not quite as high tech as some of the other ships, which is also really nice. It fits the Drake aesthetic quite well, all the other bits and pieces. So yeah, I mean, it's just yeah, it's a cool little ship. It's definitely one I'll be picking up when it's available in universe to get with credits, I believe it is. I believe the UEE credits. I'll be saving up for that. I'll be saving up for a lot of these ships, but I've got kind of a list of what ones I'm going to be going for first, and yeah, this could be on the list. I don't think the cost is going to be too high. Ordnance there. Apparently it's got some little hidden missile rack there at the side that you can just see. Doesn't quite look like it fits perfectly yet. It doesn't seem to be blended very well with the rest of the ship, but I'm sure they'll obviously get around to improving that, because it just doesn't look right, those missiles, to be honest. Maybe if they were sort of integrated better into the model, I don't know, but it's a minor niggle compared to the rest of it. Just crazy amount of detail. So once again, thanks for watching, everybody. This has been the Drake Herald, and everybody have a good week, and I'll see you on the next video, whatever that be. Maybe more Star Citizen, who knows. So have a good one, folks. Critical Rocket signing out.